Well, good afternoon on the 12th of August, 26th, glorious 12th of course for the grouse. Well, if they escape the shotgun pellets, it's an even more glorious day for them. Saying that, there's not many grouse about. And this probably be the last of the dry weather, Andy. Everything from now on will be sodden. Although we need it to ripen all the berries and stuff like that, and get the fruit swelling on the rounds. I'm making round jelly this September, and I'll probably try and get some hawthorn if they're half decent. But my Michaelmas daisies are starting to go back now. They've been a very good show this year actually, despite the collapse which occurred. I had to cut some back obviously and to allow the postman access, but you can see how they all collapsed. Partly due to me not tying it up correctly, but also partly due to that shite canes that I bought at Benny Begg. They were completely crap. They've been lying out in the garden centre over winter, I can tell. They weren't cheap either, because I won't be buying them again. I'll probably complain to them next time I'm out. Talking about complaints, I just phoned the National Lottery. It's been annoying me for a little while. Quite a lot annoys me, but this particularly, that Powerball, no, whatever it's called, Powerball or Power Game, a sort of USA type lottery thing, where they give a huge amount of money away if you get the winning numbers. But it's 69 numbers. You've got to select, is it 5 numbers? And then you've got to get the bonus ball as well. And then instead of the usual, I can't remember how many numbers you're meant to choose from. Well, it'll be 1 to 59, won't it? It's 1 to 26. So you've got to get 5 numbers between 1 and 69 plus a bonus ball between 1 and 26. The odds in that is off the scale. So if you've been playing the National Lotto for years and years, for example, and you've not won out of the 49 numbers or the 59 numbers, then how the hell are you going to win out of 69 numbers plus the bonus ball? The amounts are extraordinary. I saw it's over £500 million they're going to win, paid over 30 years. Well, with inflation that will probably be about, in 30 years time that'll probably be working out about 270 million. Or if you're a 70-year-old and you win it, well, you're going to really hope you live to become 100, don't you? To take full advantage of your winnings. So I suppose they might give you 150 million or something to tide you over and hold back on the rest. Extraordinary amounts of money. I mean, what the hell are you going to do with £500 million anyway? If you get, you've got £100,000, you can't survive off that. Well, if you want to sort of live a lavish lifestyle, say you get £10 million, well that's adequate, isn't it? You don't need 500 fucking million pounds. But the reason I've complained to them is the sort of thumbnail section on that Powerball. They've got a coloured gentleman with a stripy shirt wearing sunglasses, and it annoys me. There's all sorts of individuals they could have put on there, but the design department decided they wanted to opt for some coloured geezer. Sort of, well, what I said to them, I says, what's your complaint about? I says, well, it's about your the image on that Powerball. I says, I don't really like it. It's not in the spirit of the National Lottery. And I don't know who he was speaking to, but I'm sure he thought there's racial connotations in regards to my comments. But I said it's the sort of person I would cross the other side of the street to avoid. Are you with me? That's what I said to him. Are you with me? And he says, yeah, I understand what you're saying. He says, we'll have to send that your feedback to the the design page people. It's nothing to do with us. I said, we'll have to be a bit more choicey in choosing individuals. I'd rather have somebody pleasant looking person. It doesn't matter what nationality, what creed or colour. That's not the issue. But he just looks like somebody you want to avoid. I know these complaints that I make might seem small fry and irrelevant, but they're not. They're important. Just about every time you open up anything now, you log into your BT account or you log into bank, just about every bloody thing is a non-white individual on the home page. And I'm getting rather fed up with it. So when the National Lottery decided to have somebody of a different ethnicity to the British, I thought to myself, well, what is this about? Well, we do have coloured people as British citizens, but you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about why can't they have a pleasant 50-year-old woman or something like that with a smile, who's just received a cheque for £12 million or something. Or just even an old woman with a headscarf. Or somebody with rollers, I don't see any females that wear rollers nowadays, but when I grew up in the 60s and 70s particularly, most of the women wandered around the garden paths and onto the pavement when they were sweeping up, and they had rollers, great big bloody things stuck in their head, about a dozen of them. And the older ladies wore headscarves. You don't see many people with headscarves nowadays. And most of the older men wore bonnets or some sort of hat. I dare say to hide their grey hair. And those who didn't hide their grey hair usually had it slapped so thickly with brill cream that it looked like a bloody just stuck it in a pan of olive oil. So I do complain a lot. I'm always complaining. I'm just going to complain to the council actually, because the back of my fence has been, well, the whole thing's been completely destroyed by this rewilding nonsense, and there's brambles and everything coming through, and I'm getting a bit fed up with it. I seem to be the only person in the neighbourhood who's got to put up with this stuff. Look at the brambles. These are not from my garden, these are coming from that rewilding episode. I can't get in to cut my hedge. So I've already complained twice to them. They said, oh, they'll get on the case, but there's still nothing heard. You can see where I spend most of my hours. I'm normally on the telephone or tapping away at the keyboard, sending complaint emails. I must cover the episode that I had down at B&M a couple of years back. That was the most outrageous complaint episode of my entire life, I'm sure. It was beyond the joke. It was absolutely unbelievable. So I will load that. Please watch out for it. If we get some a triple inclement day, I might have find myself some time to do that. But the summer's been pretty good all round. The cat's away for a sleep. She's had double helpings today, but she's gone. It's it's just after, well, between midday and 1 o'clock now. And yes, it's if something bothers you, then you shouldn't let it fester. You should pick up the phone and phone the company or the organisation or whoever it is and let them know. That way you might get some changes made, some action. And I'm forever bringing things to company's attention and stuff, like those bloody Walker's Crieff, those chicken sensation bloody things, gave me a upset tummy, and then they sent the vouchers, and every time I took them to any retail outlet, the bloody wouldn't accept them. So I called them back and I says, your vouchers are useless. So the chap says, read me the number of one of the vouchers. I told him. He says, alright, what we'll do, we'll send you the cash instead. So fair enough, they transferred that money quite quickly to me. It's what you want to do with the vouchers. Do what you like with them. If they're not working, you'll struggle. Why'd you send me vouchers that were never going to work? Taking the piss, are you? So I've got the name of these, it's Inulas. I've done a little section, it must be a couple of weeks ago, Andy. They're not, I thought they came from the Andes, but they're actually Bhutan, Nepal, Tibet, China, Pakistan, India, that's all that region. The Himalaya, basically. Not the Himalayas, as people wrongly say. It's the Himalaya mountains. So, this is why they do very well here. But without the rains this summer, I think they were just a bit tired. So that's why they're not quite as yellow as they have been. But they're still a favourite of all the butterflies and insects. And I was looking and I'm thinking that these perhaps can be dried, rolled and smoked, so I've still got to work that one out. Yeah, there's so many different names of the plant. I've covered it in that earlier video I made, so I won't repeat everything. So I was looking forward to tonight's eclipse until the whole of the media organisations in the UK started going off the bloody head about it, and it's kind of lost its appeal now, It's something I don't like doing. I don't like joining into this mass hysteria thing like comic relief and Red Nose Day. I mean, that was pathetic, that. I absolutely hated that. I remember, I think it was one year it was comic relief, the next year it was Red Nose Day. I'm sure that's the way it worked out. And I often remember telling up, what, you're meant to be dressed up today, Andy. I says, I am dressed. No, but you're meant to put on something silly. I says, no, I'm not bloody doing that. Oh, stop being so grumpy, Andy. I says, I'm not. Just don't like making a fucking fool of myself. And the insurance company is quite big in those sort of stupid things. It's team bonding and, you know, all part of, well, I think they donated quite a bit of money to these charities. You know, the BBC would host the, you know, comic relief or something, but they didn't tell you that they spent millions of pounds on champagne and, you know, caviar and bloody canopies and bloody the best of meats and all the rest of it for the bloody guests that arrived. Free bar at the BBC and everything. Yeah. Charity administration costs 95%. 95 pence in the pound of charity money that's donated is normally bloody whisked off. Seems that bloody park that I'm talking about, that Taylor Park of recent, when that representative then disclosed to me that it was all backed with £1 million lottery funding. I said, well, so the council's got £1 million to spend in the park, and all you got is three or four incorrect signs. That's good value for your £1 million. So everything I look at nowadays is scams. It's well, the British public have been absolutely ripped off non-stop, but let's talk about Perth and Kinross. I mean, that bloody City Hall, the millions and millions of pounds that were spent in that bloody thing for a new museum. When it's a few hundred metres away, there was an existing museum which had very few visitors on the whole. So why didn't they spend a little bit of money to revamp that original Perth Museum and maybe have an advertising campaign to get more people through the doors, instead of spending £23 million doing up the City Hall? Likewise, that bloody wreck and ruin is at St Paul's or something at the top of the high street. They done a multi-million pound revamp, but they didn't even bother to put a roof on it. So I think it was something like £7 million they spent to repoint the building, get rid of some pigeons, and also put in new slabbing on the base. £7 million. I think some of the consultation fees for the people who were working was something like about £75,000 a head or more. Another rip-off. You always notice things, there's always some sort of announcement about this, what's going to be happening, capital investment on this project, but it doesn't benefit the entire community, it only benefits a select few. Perth Theatre revamp, millions of pounds. How many people in Perth and Kinross actually go to the Perth Theatre? Not that many, is it? I hate it all. I absolutely hate most of it, and that's why I would actually rather spend an evening staring at my flowers than staring at some B-rated musician in what was the name of that place in Perth? Was it the Horse Cross or something like that? Another bloody waste of money. you go to the concert and if you go through by coach from here, you have to leave the concert before it's finished because you missed the last bus. If you take the car, you're not much of a social evening. Everybody's sitting there, drinking bloody orange juice. It's full of saccharin. You end up with diabetes. So please, if you have the National Lottery access to it online, you can have a look and see the Powerball thing, and you might see this gentleman that most people would, well, I think, yes, probably the vast majority of the population would avoid somebody like that in the street. Or if you sat down next to you in the bus, you would stand up again and just, excuse me, I'm just getting off the bus at the next stop, sorry, to be rude. Get off the bus and then catch the next one. Unless it was a number 15 from here, take about bloody 2 hours on a Sunday or something. Well, Andrew, let's get going somewhere because it's an absolutely gorgeous day. You can't linger here for too long. No, sometimes it's nice just to be wandering about your garden rather than panting on the high slopes or driving when the sun's belting through the bloody glass screen. You've been a lovely flower. Thanks for coming to see me again this year. But I might have to get rid of a few of your friends over the winter because there's too many of you. Don't dig me up, Andy. Well, we'll see. No, please, I like it here. I like seeing you when you come out the front door. Yeah. I suppose in a way it's all these plants are pretty settled. It's just the staking of them that was a bit of a disaster this year. I think I didn't have enough time spent in it when I was doing it. It was a rush job. You see where they are staked, it works well, you see. Yep. Okay, well, thanks for listening to me. Ah, look who's here waiting for me. Ah, she's come back again, you see. How you doing? You can't be hungry. You just come to see me, haven't you? Okay. That's okay though. Nice to see you. It's lovely to see you, Vanilla. Come on in. Come on in.